how you got your start. You know what I'm saying? Tell them about a little bit of your journey
Mhm.
coming up, and give them a little bit about who you are.
So first of all, I'm from Chicago. Well, I was born in Mississippi, but I was raised in Chicago, in Inglewood. So
Yeah, yeah,
um the journey for me to get here
yeah.
at this point with writing a book, I got congestive heart failure in 2009 from a pregnancy. So
Mm,
it's a rare case of heart disease. Most women, African American women, they never heard of this type of disease that I got, which I was uneducated about it. So that's why I decided to write this book about it, just to bring awareness to young mothers that's coming behind me, new moms.
So, with all that being said, who is Shavon McDaniels?
So Shavon McDaniel is a mother of six.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I lost two babies.
Mm,
I am a wife.
yeah.
I am an author.
Yeah.
This is my first book, but I'm working towards my second book, which will be a kid's book.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's
Yeah.
strong. She's talented.
Yeah.
She's built to win.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Absolutely.
what
That's a
Shavon is.
fact. A survivor. You know what I'm talking about?
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah. Talk your shit. You know what I'm talking about? We gonna get your flowers today. We're gonna speak
Thank
facts. You know
you.
what I'm talking about? So what made you want to write this particular book? Because I know it's kind of close to you. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying?
Yes.
Tell the people what made you want to write this book.
So I wanted to write this book because every pregnant um mother that I would run into, or one of my girlfriends I would talk to, and I would tell them about my heart failure or whatever, and they're like, well, we never heard of that. Everybody was so confused to this, and I'm like, wait a minute. So you mean to tell me you never heard of having congestive heart failure from a pregnancy? And they're like, no. So this what motivated me. It motivated me to just step out on faith and write the book, and just tell my story, and hopefully it bless the next uneducated mother.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Now, when you speak about the book, it comes from a personal situation that you had, that you
Mhm.
said, heart congestion, that that
Yes.
that a lot of African American Black women doesn't don't are not aware of. You know what I
Yes.
mean? And it's kind of
Yes.
misdiagnosed, correct?
Yes, very much so. So when I went to the hospital, I was told that I had my asthma was flaring back up.
Mm,
But it went on for like a couple of days, and then I went back to the hospital again, and that's when they diagnosed it. But it mimics a pregnancy. So what happened was it mimicked the pregnancy towards the end of my pregnancy. So you would never know. I mean, the only way to find out is like the doctors having to like listen to your heart, and that's like every time you go, or you having the symptoms of the palpitations of the heart, or
mm,
I to me, mine came as a cold, form as a cold. I thought I had a
mm.
cold for like 7 days. And I was going back and forth to the doctor, and they was like, well, maybe, it's your asthma, or maybe it's a cold. I did have pneumonia in the midst of that.
Mm-hmm.
But then also too, the bottom line was the congestive heart failure. My daughter was 6 months old when I got it. So in the African American community, I think it's like the education wise, like it's
Mm-hmm.
not enough education out there for us. Even with
Mm-hmm.
postpartum depression,
Yeah,
we hear about postpartum depression, but it's only spoke about minimum. It's
yeah,
not as big as if you go to another, you know what I'm saying, area, or
yeah, yeah.
it's not talked about. It's swept under the rug, just like this heart failure. It's swept under the rug. It's like
Mm-hmm.
it's rare. Like
Yeah.
I didn't know what it was, and I was working in the healthcare field, and
Wow.
still, I didn't know that as a young person you can get it. I got it at the age of 26.
Yeah.
Yep.
Shouts out to you.
Thank you.
We gonna address the culture. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Because a lot of our sisters, you know what I'm saying. When I
Hmm.
speak about our community,
Hmm.
it's been going on for a while that you guys complain that when you go to the doctor and you
Yeah.
tell them what's going on, you're not
Hmm.
heard. You don't listen. They don't
Hmm.
want to take you guys serious. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And that's a thing that's going on in our community.
Hmm.
And you were able to speak on it. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And not only speak on it, want to bring awareness to it. You know what I'm saying,
Right.
with this book, because a lot could have just took this
Yes.
and just, held on, passed
Right.
on to, but you chose to make it public. Why
Yes.
did you want to take this approach?
I took this route because I know I have 2 daughters that's coming up, and I was like, okay, well, I went through it. So by me going through it and by God using me, maybe this could bring awareness to somebody so they could catch it in time. Mine's result into I had to get a pacemaker / defibrillator put in because I guess I don't think I waited so long, but had they would have diagnosed me while I was pregnant with my daughter, I feel like then it wouldn't have resulted in me getting a pacemaker / defibrillator put in. So that's why I just want to bring awareness and just, see what's out there. How can we educate ourselves so that the next mother, could be saved? Yes, women have died from this. Women that grew up in our community kind of, died from this. But if I could just stop it, or if I could just have one doctor listen to me, or we get together and team up to just see what could we do to, is it in the food, or is it the way that women care for themselves, maybe we could get to the bottom line of it, and it's just instead of sweeping it under the rug.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And it takes a lot of courage to even want to put yourself out here, because in our community we don't talk about that. You know what I'm talking about?
Right.
Like, hey,
No.
it ain't none of your business. You know what I'm talking
Right.
about? You feel me? But
Right.
like you put all that to the side and you
Yes.
say, you know what? Not only can I save my family, I can save somebody else's. You know what
That's
I'm saying?
so true. That's
Man,
true.
That is amazing. You know what
Thank
I'm talking
you.
about? Shouts out to you.
Shouts out to you too.
Thank you. So when we talk about the book, how long did it take you to write it? Like, what's the process when you really decided that, hey, I'm gonna do this? You know what I'm talking about?
Right. So it took, I would pick up the pen and put the pen down, and then I would lose maybe half of the book.
Yeah.
Because it's not a long book.
Yeah.
And I just really wanted, maybe you could finish reading it in 1 or 2 days, I just wanted to just like keep it simple.
Yeah.
Just bring awareness. But I have been working on it for some years, and then I kind of like just fell back a little bit from it.
What's going on, y'all? It's your girl, Lady Luck, and I'm here with the homie Big Wall, and you are now tuned in to Address the Culture, where we're addressing everything in the culture. Keep it locked.
Addressing the culture, I'm addressing the culture, huh? Addressing the culture, I'm addressing the culture, huh? Addressing the culture, I'm addressing the culture, huh? Addressing the culture, I'm addressing the culture. We gon' talk about it. Come address the culture, we gon' talk about it. Come address the culture, we gon' talk about it. Come address the culture, we gon' talk about it. Come and address the culture, huh?
Young and AZ, man. Stay tuned in, man. We just getting started, man. We addressing the culture.
I've known him and his wife for a few years now, and I just think the world of them.
Having Timothy Savage.
Yeah, I've always known you to be business people.
And they was like, man, your daughter's out of town with Rob. I said, Robert. I said, how long y'all been knowing about this and didn't tell me about this, son? Not one time did he mention that my daughter got a number from R. Kelly.
Let's pause it right there, man, because that's random.
This is a lot to unpack.
Why did you feel that he needed prayer?
Tell him the facts always stand.
Yeah.
I know my motives. The FBI knew my motives because they actually question us right in front of my attorney's office.
Is there anything you want to say to your daughter?
Yeah. One thing I want to say to my daughter, I love you.
We were saying, how long?
So, I had this in me since the time that I got the heart failure, right? So I would, like I said, I would pick up the pen and put it down, and then I lost some of my, the book. So it probably took about a year for me to
Okay.
just get it together. It's not a big book, but
Okay.
it's big in my heart and it's simple,
Absolutely.
you know.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah.
when it comes to the information, because I know
Mhm.
you had to do a little research. You know what I
Yes.
mean? When it comes to that aspect of the book, where did you get
Mhm.
your information?
So with the information I was asking my cardiologist,
Mhm.
I did like the search of pregnancy with heart failure.
Yeah.
I did like just asking people, you know, different
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
But when it came down to me asking mothers about it, they was like, "We never heard about this."
Yeah.
So then I
Yeah.
just took what I went through, which was the me going to the doctor every 3 months. How I have to get like my pace check. You
Yeah.
know, so I took that experience and I just put it in a book.
That's dope. You know what I
Yep.
mean? So
Thank you.
you dove into it. You know what I
Yes.
mean? You didn't just base it off of your own personal experience. You kind of
Right.
got some facts about it. So you
Yeah, I
can,
had got a little
yeah,
facts.
yeah. That's dope.
Thank you.
What was the most surprising thing that you found out in the process of making this book?
Um, so the surprising thing that I found out when I was doing my research was how the heart failure and the heart disease, how it mimics the pregnancy.
Mm,
So it's like this mimics something like this will mimic a pregnancy and then cause your heart to weaken. Like it's a muscle, but then the muscle gets weakened throughout the pregnancy, which causes the congestive heart failure.
wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So it is a stage. It's not something that just comes on all of a
Mm-mm.
sudden. It is a process.
It is a process. It's a process. And not only that, like I have like heard like my mom said or like my sister say, like giving birth sometimes, you know, it could be a life or death situation. But no one ever speaks about like heart failure. We heard about the preeclampsia with women,
Yeah.
but it's like nobody never talked about heart failure.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Well, it's dope that you decided to write this book because
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure you're gonna save a lot of lives. You know
I
what I
hope
mean?
so. That's
Yes,
my goal.
man. That's amazing.
Thank you.
So now tell everybody
Mhm.
when we talk about this book and
Mhm.
I'm gonna put it on the screen so because I
Okay.
want everybody to go and
Oh.
support. You know what I mean? It is amazing read and
Thank
you
you.
putting yourself out there and you letting everybody know that it's a journey. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like and you can make it through. You know,
Yes.
and I think that's something in our community. We don't like going to the doctor. At least the men
Mm-mm.
don't.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
And sometimes if you find out things early, it can
Right.
save your life. Was that something that you know kind of found in your research as well?
Yes. You know what? When I was doing my research, far as like with the men
Yeah,
part,
yeah.
a lot of men really go through postpartum depression, but they go
Mm,
through it behind the scenes. So they go through it, they really don't know what it is. They have the same symptoms sometimes as women do. But with the postpartum depression, it's like a behind the scene thing.
yeah,
And that needs to be talked about more too.
yeah,
Because it's in our community really, really heavy.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Now,
Yep.
now, when you've talked to some of your readers,
Mhm.
and what's been some of the feedback that you've gotten from so far
Um,
from your book?
a lot of them like, you know, we didn't know you went through that. A
Yeah,
lot of them was like, oh, you made me cry.
yeah,
You know, now they know, you know what to ask for. Cause I'm like, you know, you go to your doctor, express it, ask him, check my heart over and over again. So a lot of them just, you know, gave me encouraging words to just keep going. Cause in the book, I encourage, you know, the next woman, like, look, when you're having a bad day, you know, just don't live in your illness. You got to live over your illness. So yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
I like that energy, man.
Thank you.
When we talk about the encouragement words
Hmm.
and everything that your readers have said to you, when you
Hmm.
think back along your life,
Right.
what was some of the best advice you've ever been given?
Um, the best advice is just go through the storm,
Hmm.
but don't sink in the storm.
Yeah,
So
talk
that's the
about it.
best advice. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that, man. Coming through the culture, dropping jewels, man. Because,
Okay, I'm trying.
man, come on, man, talk about it. You feel me? Because me personally, I hadn't heard about it. You know what I'm saying? This and a lot of people, I'm pretty sure, be in the same range, and like stories and books like this can spark the mind, and it can help the culture in so many dope ways. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So what would you like to say to all of your fans, all of your supporters, you know, everybody that's been in your corners from day one? What message would you like to say to them?
I would like to say first, thanks from day one, and I really, really, really would like to say thanks to my husband Cedric. You know, he's been there from like day one. Far as like, it's hard. It's really, really hard on a spouse if your spouse is going through an illness. So that was a big step. But to everyone else, you know, thanks for buying my book. Thanks for just being in my corner. You know, thanks for just picking up the phone. Thanks to you for, you know, allowing me to, you know, come and express it. But most of all, I really want everyone to just like, if you have an illness or you're going through something, just push forward, just keep going, because it don't last always. It don't.
Yeah. Shouts out to the homie said, you know what I'm saying, for holding it down left. You know what I'm talking about? If you know, you know. You know what I'm talking about?
Right.
That's dope. You know what I'm saying? Because you need that support in that family. I know your family always in your corner and holding you down. That's amazing. And I'm pretty sure that was half of the battle within itself. You know what I'm saying?
It definitely was.
Yeah, that's dope. Now, I can't let you get up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Before you tell us about the next book, you know what I'm saying, that you're gonna write. But tell everybody where we can find this book at. You know what I'm saying? And tell everybody what you got going. Give out your social media handles, your Facebook, your Instagram, whatever you got, so they can find you and get their hands on this book.
Okay, so the book is available on Amazon under From Taking Care of Patients to Becoming a Patient. I am on Facebook as Vonna Moore. I'm on Instagram as Vonna Moore. The next book will be a kid's book, and this will be called Curious About Pacey. So a lot of people was just curious about how the pacemaker work or something, you know. How does it operate? How does it keep you alive? Do it shock you? So I'm just gonna write a book and then put it in kids form, you know, Curious About Pacey.
No, I see what you on over there, man. I see what type of time you over there working. You know what I'm talking about? Yes, I like that. I really do like that. I see what you on. And I want to thank you for coming through to address the culture. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you so much.
No problem. No problem at all.
I look forward to coming back.
Man, look, you took the words out of my mouth. You know what I'm saying? I want you to consider this your home away from home. Anytime you got a book coming out, you got anything you want to talk about, you're going to spin the block and we're going to come through and we're going to talk about it, all right?
Thank you.
No problem. Time is something that we can't get back, so I appreciate you giving me yours, okay?
Okay, thank you. Thank you for your time.
No problem. This is your boy, Big Wall, and this is Address the Culture. And like I always say, your culture makes you who you are, so make sure they respect it. We're going to catch you on the next interview. We up out of here. stand for stuff.
Fearless. She's
Come on, man.
fearless. She's not only a silence breaker, she's an author 2 times. She's funny as hell, and she's just a real one.
There was a part of the story when I talked about coming back from Dallas, him picking me up from the airport, and how he beat me in the back seat of the vehicle. And in the headline on one of the blogs, it's very popular, I'm not going to name, it said, R. Kelly ex-girlfriend says that he kicked her in the back seat of his car and said, "Bitch, stay out of my business."
Okay, so I'm a girl, so I'm gonna ask a girl question.
All right.
What are you looking for in a partner? First thing that comes to your mind.
First thing that came to my mind, girth.
Dressing the culture, I'm addressing the culture, huh? Addressing the culture, I'm addressing the culture, huh? Dressing